Two-time World Series champion, a legend for the work that he's done with the Texas Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi pitched today across town against the Guardians, where the Rangers are winning currently, and he joins us now here on your home of the Rangers. Good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Man, it's so much fun to be out here, and it's so good to see you back out here. How did that decision go in the offseason? How tough was it to find your way back to the Rangers?
No, it was good. It's always, I don't know, for me it's always a little nerve-wracking, stressful being a free agent, hitting the market. We got that opportunity, and we were trying to listen to the teams and see which ones, was the right fit for us. And, it felt like the right fit was back home here in Texas. So I was very happy for everything to work out the way it did. And, it always seems like it takes longer than you want it to, but, I'm very thankful for having the opportunity to be back here.
So I know how competitive you are. You must be pretty convinced that this team has what it takes to get back in the mix for the Fall Classic.
Yeah, absolutely. CY, when I first came over here to the Rangers, he sold me on the vision, and he did the same thing, of everything that it's going to take. I felt like we were on the same page. Felt like he made the right addition to the team that we needed to do. I know we kind of changed up our entire bullpen, but I think adding Berger, Jock Peterson, Hagash, Higgy behind the plate, I think it's a really good dynamic that we got. It seems like a really good group of guys. Obviously I'm aware of the talent that we have in the room, and again, I say it a lot with losing seasons. A lot of good can come from them. Obviously you don't want it to happen. You want to be able to keep rolling out those good winning seasons, but you learn a lot from a losing season, and we got knocked off the top of the mountain last year, and it was definitely a hard pill to swallow. So to a lot of hungry guys in the room that want to get back to where we were before, and we know that we weren't playing to our standard last year, and obviously a lot of injuries and other things that come with it, with the grind of a season. But we're definitely confident that we're going to be back in the postseason again this year and having an opportunity to win the World Series.
Well, we feel much more confident with you being back in the fold. I know that was priority number one for us on our show.
Dang
Getting
right.
Evo back. Whenever we talk to you, it's always, we know you're a leader when it comes to that pitching group. We got a lot of young guys that are looking to take that next step, whether it's Cody Bradford, Jack Leiter, Kamar Rocker. What are you seeing from some of the young arms right now?
Again, you're right. We have that learning experience when it comes to a losing season. A lot of those guys are going to get a lot more opportunities than, if we were winning. And they feel, I feel as if they feel a lot more comfortable around us. I feel like we have a really good group of guys, a healthy DeGrom, a healthy Malley, a healthy John Gray, and you got these guys that are fighting for that fifth spot, and they're all very competitive. They all have very good pitches, and, it's coming out there and commanding the zone and having a good pitch mix and trusting the catchers behind the plate and seeing what they can do.
A leader, champion, clubhouse guy such as yourself, after Rocker has a tough outing yesterday, what do you say to him?
No, it's his first one. He's a guy that he may not show it, but he gets fired up on the inside. And, obviously he's not happy with what happened. And I felt like I was in the same boat my first outing. It's like I forget how to pitch. You go out there and I'm moving way too fast. And, the good thing for him is, he's 97, 98. He had great action on his fastball. The off speed was great. It's going to come. It's one of those things where it stinks that it has to happen that way, but he's one of those guys that's going to make the adjustments. He's going to be really good the next outing. So he got plenty of time in spring training, and the main thing for him is that he's healthy and he's ready to go.
Hey, Nathan, as we're watching these spring training games and stuff, what's something in the media or as fans that we always get wrong about spring ball?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure that y'all are getting anything wrong. You know what I mean? It just, the games are, you're trying to get the rhythm of everything back under yourself. The rhythm of the game under your feet. It's weird because I feel like, you can train as hard as you want in the off season and nothing trains you to stand around on the backfield and wait. You know what I mean? You get hot and you get cold and get going again. And your feet are hurting from standing around so much and wearing your spikes. I didn't even have to really put my spikes on this off season. I threw inside. I threw off turf mounds. So coming out here and throwing on the dirt mound and wearing my spikes, it's like, man, my calves are tight and got all these little things going on. And I think it's just getting the game back under your feet, right? You're playing 5 innings now. Guys are building up. And sorry about that, guys. you're getting the game back under your feet, getting the rhythm, the timing of the at-bat, knowing that, you don't have to be super fast during your windup. The pitch clock's jumping on me, and it's like I'm searching for the pitch clock. The coaches are down on the field, sitting behind the L screens. I'm like kind of blocking the pitch clock, and it's just being able to slow the game back down. You know what I mean? It's just the whole dynamic of everything, and trying not to do too much, making sure you're going out there and getting strike one, trusting your pitches, and again, we're out in Arizona, so the ball is not moving as it may normally. I feel like the ball is traveling a lot more too, jumping off the bat, but I think the main thing is just making sure that you feel healthy and not solely based on the results, but just how it's coming out of your hand.
It's Nasty Nate Eovaldi with us here in the GBag Nation on your home of the Rangers 105.3 The Fan. What do you think about this experiment with the automated ball and strike challenge system? I saw our old buddy Max Scherzer. He's a little nervous about this one, not totally in favor.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, we've seen the way that MLB is willing to change some of the rules. Thankfully they're giving this one a very good look at it. I think it's I don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? Like, as a starting pitcher, I want to earn the trust of the umpire back there behind the plate. I'm hoping that my catcher is going to be able to steal a few strikes for me because I'm commanding the zone. There's times when I'm not commanding the zone and I groove a 2-0 heater and I don't get the call, right, because I've been all over the place. So there's the good and the bad sides of it. Having only 2 calls, right, you mess one up. We saw it today, right? You lose one early. Rocchio thought one of them was down in the zone, and he challenged it, and now they've lost one in the first inning, so everybody else is a little hesitant. I thought twice today. I really wanted to challenge, 2 of them. I'm like, I better not. I want to take away from a hitter. I don't want to take away from the early or, the later part of the game when there could be a really big situation. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those things where you just really have to know and have a good understanding of the strike zone. So I think we'll see how it goes, but I think that as long as we keep it at 2, you know what I mean? And prize. I don't know, guys.
Hey, you don't have to.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. This is evolving. It's a fluid situation.
Man, we love listening to you talk baseball. What's in your memory still about Game 5 of the World Series and how clutch you came up to get out all those jams and go 6 scoreless to put the team in position to win that World Series?
I try to turn the page, even though it's such a big moment, each year it's like, I feel like that's the World Series hangover effect for the most part. It's not the guys aren't training. It's just guys expect to be back at that standard of exactly where we left off. It takes 7 to 8 months to get to the World Series from spring training to the end of it, playing through the postseason, and the goal is to get better each day. So I feel like a lot of the times guys end up coming into spring training with a big expectation and stuff, on your shoulders, and then you don't perform, you put more stress. You underperform, and it's like, man, you kind of go all in earlier in the season, and then you fall way behind, and you don't have enough left in the tank towards the end of the season to get back to where you want to be. But I don't know. I think about all those big moments, and in Game 1, the Diamondbacks that got to me, I felt like they jumped on me early. And I was trying not to walk them. And when it came Game 5, it was like, I kind of had to tell myself, like, hey, don't be afraid to walk somebody. I know it's like, the golden rule as a pitcher, but they try to play a lot of small ball, moving guys over, and it's like, okay, like we'll take, sometimes I feel more comfortable with the runner on second than I do first. I don't know, it's weird. So being in those situations, being able to get ground balls, I know I had a lot of bases loaded situations, and really, honestly, it was the trust that Bochy and Maddox had in me.
I think we've lost him.
To win one more. Nope, y'all got me?
We got you. You're just in a bad spot there in the car.
You're amazing.
You're good.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying, honestly, it was a lot of trust and, Bochy and Mad Dog that they had in me, leaving me out there in some of those big situations. We're 1 win away from winning the World Series. If the score is 0-0, we're getting no hit. And I feel like I've got runners on in every situation. And, they trusted me. They left me out there, and I was glad I was able to come up big for the boys.
Which pitcher did Mad Dog choose today in the meeting to give the pitchers the joke of the day?
I didn't show up today. It was game day, so I didn't go into the field. I just drove from the house straight over to Goodyear through the game.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll just tell you, Mark Church has a great joke ready for you guys. So just be ready for Mark Church. He's got a joke in his back pocket he's dialed for.
I wouldn't have guessed Church, but I can't wait to hear it. We'll have to call him out tomorrow.
He was workshopping it with us, Nate. I mean, I think it was pretty good. I did want to ask you, like, this might be a weird question because obviously you're a starter. You're not really a bullpen piece, but you saw obviously what Sporzy, Leclerc, Chapman did during that run. I guess the big question for Ranger fans right now is the closer situation. I mean, for you, just from a pitching mindset, are we making that a bigger deal than it really is going into the season?
Maybe. I feel like now the game has changed so much. Like, obviously, it's great to have a set closer, but all of the guys down in the bullpen have 2+ pitches, right? Like, to be a really good bullpen guy now, it's like you've got to have 3 or 4 pitches coming in, and you locate them all. And, I feel like as the game develops and, the season goes on longer and longer, I think that role is going to be changing for us. And basically who's going to be the hot hand, who's handling the situations the best. You got to control the runners and the running game, those things, but you got to be able to get the big punch out too when you need it. And I don't know. I think as the season develops, we'll see what happens. I would think Martin would be our guy now. I'm not sure though. I mean, I don't think he's got any games yet. His lines have looked good and he's felt good, and he's a guy who locates. So we'll see what happens and how everything unfolds.
Do you guys have confidence that if you need something that CY and ownership will figure out a way to get that player in here?
Absolutely. Again, that was one of the biggest things with CY is, he's made it clear that if we're in that situation to go out there and win, that he's going to do whatever it takes to help us get there. As players, that's one of the biggest encouragements that you can have is, that you're going to be able to go out there and make it's a big energy boost for the clubhouse, for the entire team, for the fan base. You go out there and you pick up a big arm. Honestly, I'm not positive we would have been there in the World Series without them.
Well, I love it, man. Thank you so much for coming back and for all the great things you've done for the Rangers already. Nathan Eovaldi here on 105.3 The Fan. Congrats and best of luck to you, sir. Have a great season.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.